You're watching the South Texas Community Leader with local news and information you care about the most. You're watching the Portland Pulse with Mayor Kathy Scarrow and Mayor Pro Tem John Green. This is the Portland Pulse.
Good afternoon, Portland, and welcome to the Portland Pulse. I'm Mayor Kathy Scarrow.
And I'm Mayor Pro Tem John Green. We're coming to you live with a brand new way to experience this year's State of the City.
That's right. Instead of a speech from the stage, we're bringing you stories from across Portland, voices you know, places you recognize, and a behind-the-scenes look at what's happening in your city.
We're so glad you're joining us for this special broadcast, where we'll share all the exciting progress happening across Portland, from infrastructure and parks to financial planning and new community programs. It's a chance to celebrate the growth we've seen, the plans in motion, and the people who make this city so special.
And speaking of planning, we're kicking things off with a look at something essential to every one of us: water. From conservation to reclamation, the city is thinking ahead when it comes to securing Portland's water future. Let's go to local reporter Peter Dawson, who caught up with Councilman Bill Wilson about how the city is making sure Portland stays hydrated and resilient for generations to come.
Water is the foundation for any thriving community, and in an area facing increasing drought conditions, securing a water supply is most important. I sat down with Bill Wilson to find out how Portland is preparing for the future. All right, Bill, thanks for joining me. Let's start with the big picture right now. Why is water security such a high priority in Portland right now?
You know, water security is important not just for Portland, it's important for our entire state. And it's really important for our region since we live in such a semi-arid area. We have less water resources than many other parts of our state. We're also growing, and industry puts tremendous demands on our water resources, and you know, both our population as well as industry and businesses. So we want to make sure that we help develop those resources for the long term and look at the big picture when it comes to, you know, increasing our resources and trying to get a drought-proof security for both surface water and other resources.
Portland is also looking at conservation measures to reduce the demand and improve efficiency. Well, wonderful. Now, Corpus Christi is the water supplier. What's the relationship like between Portland and Corpus?
You know, we support Corpus Christi as the regional water supplier, and we're a customer. But that you know, we still need to be protecting our citizens' long-term interest in all of this. And one of the ways that we're doing that is trying to work with Corpus Christi to secure state funding, because that will help lower the infrastructure cost of developing alternative sources of water for our region.
So what are some of those solutions that the council is talking about?
You know, we're having the conversations both about desalinization, we're having conversations about groundwater, we're having conversations about potential groundwater desal for briny water, and other topics and means that will impact the overall resource of water in our area. We also want to protect that resource because there are plenty of other people in the state that have a need for water as well, and we want to make sure that we're at the front of the line when it comes to securing that water.
So kind of balancing growth and conservation, how does that tie into the long-term regional water solution?
We've implemented a smart meter project in which we've replaced over 6,000 meters. That'll help our residents track their water usage more responsibly and identify any kind of leak very rapidly. We've also implemented an electronic water leak detection system on our main systems citywide, so that we can identify any potential leaks that might happen, you know, in the city's infrastructure. Additionally, on our new projects, we're trying to implement conservation methods such as condensation recapture and rainwater recapture. Regionally, we want to see funding from the state come down to our region and help fund some of those major water projects that are going to happen regionally. Now, that's well beyond the city limits of Portland, but we all have an interest in making sure that happens.
Water is life, and Portland is making sure it's here for generations to come. For the Portland Pulse, I'm Peter Dawson.
Securing our water future takes vision, planning, and strong partnerships. especially at the state and federal level. And part of that means staying engaged with our legislators and paying close attention to what's happening during the legislative session, because the decisions made in Austin can have a real impact here at home. Joining us now by phone is Monty Nguyen, Director of Legislative Services for the Texas Municipal League, with an update on the current legislative session and what it could mean for Portland moving forward.
Thank you, Mayor Scuro and Mayor Pro Tem Green. It's great to be with you guys today, coming to you live from the state capitol where there are 32 days left in this legislative session. 8,901 bills have been filed, of which 2,176 impact cities at some level. Plenty of land use issues this session, with lots of talk about mandated density from the state level. Bills that would limit cities to lot sizes of 1,400 square feet or less, as well as mandating and allowing for accessory dwelling units by right in our communities. Bills setting parameters on the adoption of impact fees, development moratorium, and other development issues are still making their way through the legislature. One of the top issues this session is water. Both budgets have $2.5 billion for new water supply and infrastructure. This sets up funds within the Texas Water Development Board for new supply and new infrastructure, as well as creates a permanent revenue stream of $1 billion a year for water projects across the state. Plenty of issues still floating out there. We encourage you to take a look at our website and tml.org, and that will give you a list of all those city-related bills that are filed and update you on the hot topics as they move through the process. Thank you, Mayor, and back to you.
Thank you, Monty, for that insight. It's clear that strong advocacy at the state level is key to keeping Portland moving forward.
And speaking of moving forward, one of the most exciting developments coming to Portland is the new Fifth and Elm entertainment venue. This project is bringing something truly special to the region and a dynamic space where families, friends, and visitors can gather, dine, and enjoy everything from rooftop views to turf tunnels. There's an enormous potential for future development in the area as this venue brings pedestrian traffic and regional visitors. We caught up with architects behind the design, David and Elizabeth Richter, to get a closer look at the vision behind this exciting new location.
Our vision for the design of the Fifth and Elm is that it is a modern-day town center where the community can come together and enjoy the outdoor space and the indoor spaces in many, many different ways. It is a multi-generational space.
This will create an urban center for the city, and that creates an identity that the city can build on in their own right. It's an important city to this region, and I think this will help it be more complete, actually, as an urban place.
To have this kind of multi-dimensional event space for the future of Portland, it's wonderful because it's going to be attractive to so many people to come here and live in this community because there's so much to do. They can come here anytime during the day or the evening. They can sit under the shade and enjoy some quiet time, or they can come to a community-sponsored event like a concert, or they can come and meet some kids, other families and other friends, and just kind of enjoy the spaces.
We very much enjoy working with the City of Portland. Lots of public entities spend a lot of time sort of arguing and differing about their vision, and we've never found that with Portland. The leaders at Portland seem to have a very clear view of what their vision for the city is, namely to be really a family-friendly place to live. And they act on that in many ways, and so it's really a pleasure to work with them.
Wow, I can't wait to see it when it's complete. That's a great example of how smart design can bring people together and boost local energy. And it's just one piece of the economic momentum that Portland is experiencing. We wanted to get to the heart of how the city is creating these opportunities while managing the challenges that come with growth. Our reporter, Shelby O'Brien, is live with City Councilman Gary Moore about the impact that growth and how city leadership is making sure it benefits everyone.
I'm here with Portland City Council member Gary Moore. Gary, Portland is growing fast. What's causing that growth?
Primarily the industrial and business growth around our community. We've done some pretty good stuff with incentives, bringing in anchor stores like Target, and that's been a real big benefit adding to the growth and for families to relocate here.
How has that impacted the local business community?
It's been a positive experience for the local business community. We can see that through increased sales tax revenue, which shows that we have people from outside our area coming to Portland to spend their money and shop in our stores. And that's even for businesses that were already here.
That's impressive. Are there any plans for additional incentives to attract other businesses?
Absolutely. It's important that we're deliberate with our incentives though, because we want to make sure that we're bringing in and attracting the right businesses that fulfill the needs of the community.
And what benefits do you expect from these other businesses?
I think we're going to see increased places for people to dine. Also, we're going to have more shopping available for people. But, that's going to bring in more local jobs as well.
With growth comes challenges. How is the city managing those?
We're fortunate. We are really a forward-thinking city. So we even have a 2040 plan that we operate off of. But we're always planning. We're making sure that we're ahead when it comes to infrastructure needs. So that's just not really an issue for this city because of the way that we've always traditionally operated.
Thank you so much, Councilman Moore. I'm Shelby O'Brien reporting live for the Portland Pulse. Back to y'all.
I can't wait to see what's ahead for Portland. Still ahead, a look at some of the fun and unexpected ways Portland's keeping families connected. You don't want to miss what's next. We'll be right back after this.
In a world where knowledge is power, one place holds the key to adventure, mystery, and learning.
Okay, maybe it's not that dramatic. But the Bell Whittington Public Library is your gateway to something amazing. Books, events, workshops, and even your next front door wreath. Visit today and unlock your next adventure. Hey parents, After School just got awesome! Kids Club is an after-school program designed to keep kids safe, active, and having fun. Over 300 children participate in our state-licensed Kids Club and summer camp every year, and yours can too! Visit portlandtx.gov for more information. See you after school.
Welcome back. We've talked about what Portland is planning for the future. Now let's talk about what's already happening on the ground. If you've noticed road work or waterline improvements during your daily commute, you're seeing a glimpse of Portland's ongoing investment in infrastructure. Known for well-maintained streets and reliable infrastructure systems, the City of Portland is investing in several key capital projects that improves those systems and adds new amenities for residents. One of the most anticipated is the Sunset Lake Hike and Bike Trail, which will create a scenic 2-mile loop along a former railroad corridor. The project is being funded through a combination of grants, hotel occupancy tax funds, and is a big step toward creating a citywide trail network. The city also plans to upgrade neighborhood playgrounds and install a large-scale inclusive play structure designed to serve children of all abilities. With 10 neighborhood parks, 2 regional parks, and 5 water access points spread across 12 square miles, Portland averages roughly 1 park per square mile, a reflection of the city's strong commitment to accessible outdoor spaces. In the utilities sector, the city is nearing completion of the replacement of over 6,000 water meters. These smart meters allow residents and commercial users to track water usage by the hour, set personalized alerts, and manage accounts through an online portal. This is a great benefit to consumers and also helps the city to monitor for leaks and track system efficiency. So while we've just covered what's happening on the ground, John, I hear you've got a story about something happening a little higher up in the city.
That's right, Kathy. On the second floor of City Hall, we sat down with City Manager Randy Wright to talk about the forward-thinking leadership driving progress across Portland. This year, the City Council was named Council of the Year by the Texas City Management Association, and Randy shares what the recognition means for both the organization and the community.
So this award is a tremendous honor, not just for the council, but for the entire Portland community. The Texas City Management Association gives this award to the one city council each year that demonstrates strong leadership, outstanding ethics, effective governance, and a clear commitment to improving their city. It reflects the hard work and the ethical leadership of our council members who have worked together to make thoughtful decisions that benefit our residents and support long-term growth. Over the past year, the council's had quite a few major achievements. They've made major strides in economic development, invested in infrastructure improvements, expanded city services, and supported innovative projects like the Fifth and Elm entertainment venue. What's most impressive, I think, is how they've balanced growth while maintaining the high quality of life that our Portland residents expect. How have they done that? It's the way they work together. This city council is united in their vision for Portland's future. They are laying the foundation for sustainable growth, for environmental stewardship, and an enhanced quality of life. They engage with residents, they listen to their concerns, and they make decisions based on data and long-term impact. This city council stands out in their positive approach, their ability to collaborate, and thoughtful, ethical decisions aimed at creating lasting, positive change for generations to come.
It's refreshing to hear about a team that works so well together. And now what we really want to know is how these decisions are impacting the lives of Portland residents. To see how these changes are shaping daily life, we're turning to reporter Peter Dawson live at the Portland Community Center to explore how new amenities and programming are enhancing the quality of life for families across the city.
Good afternoon, Portland. Right now, I want to talk about the city's focus on quality of life and the new programs and amenities that are available for everybody. Now, we know Portland is known for its parks, and there's one neighborhood park for every square mile, but that's just the beginning of the story. I just learned that there's new programs and amenities designed for everybody, so everybody can stay active, healthy, and connected. Now, the Fifth and Elm gets a ton of attention, so today I want to focus on the smaller programs, meaningful programs that really help shape the quality of life. And look at this, Councilmember Albright, what are you doing here at the Community Center?
Hi, Peter. I'm just here dropping off my daughter Alex for Tippy Toes and picking up some flyers around events in the community. We've got aqua cats for swimmers of all ages, and also a mixology class for folks over 21 to learn how to make some great cocktails.
Well, that sounds fantastic. Why is Portland focusing so heavily on quality of life and new amenities?
Well, I think it's something that we've seen in survey after survey, and also just talking with people. You know, people aren't looking for just a spot to live or a spot to work. They're looking for a spot to be together with their family, be together with the community. And I think that's one of the things that our parks program, our library program, and our physical parks allow us to have here in Portland.
Is that part of what makes Portland such a great place to raise a family?
Well, the reason we moved here was to raise a family. You know, it's very refreshing to drive through town and see kids playing in the street, families attending parks, and part of it's our geography. You know, we have a coastline, we have parks along the coast, but like you said, we have a park for every square mile, so they're accessible for everyone. And that's a part of our vision as a city council going forward, is just making sure that everyone in the community has those spaces to engage both with each other and with the community as a whole.
So it's that quality of life, not for just for programs, but that space that you guys are providing.
It's absolutely crucial. You know, I think when I think about that small town feel, where even as we're growing, it still feels like you know your neighbors and you interact with them. And that's something that I think we're going to see shine through with our LED, our Leisure and Entertainment District, where it's a venue that all ages can interact with and make use of.
So it kind of sounds like balancing that future growth, but keeping that small town feel.
Absolutely. You know, that's why I moved here. I think it's why a lot of people moved here, and we can't lose track of that. It's very important as a community that we're able to go out and interact with each other, that we have programs that tie the community together, that we have spaces that tie the community together.
Council member, thank you very much for stopping and talking to me. Well, there it is. Portland leadership is focused on quality of life. Park programs, library programs, recreational programs. Portland is building a stronger, more connected community. In fact, I'm going to send it back to you in the studio, but first, I'm going to go sign up for the mixology class.
John, I think we should too. Coming up after the break is our forecast, but don't grab your umbrella just yet. This one's all about finances, not the weather.
So you're telling me this place has a full gym, fitness classes, and sports leagues, and it's open to the public?
Yeah, and you don't have to whisper. I'm so in.
Welcome back. We've talked about infrastructure, parks, and planning, but what about the outlook for Portland's finances? It's time to check the forecast, but don't expect rain or sunshine in this one. We brought in someone who knows a thing or two about forecasts, even if he's usually talking about clouds instead of capital projects. Here with a look at Portland's financial forecast is local legend, meteorologist Bill Vesey.
Hi, everybody. Mayor Pro Tem, thank you so much. My pleasure spending the midday with you and learning everything about Portland. I'm so impressed with everything going on in this city. Congratulations to all. I would be remiss if I did not say, hola, amigos. Well, listen, you won't need your umbrella for this one, but you might want to keep your calculators handy. We're taking a look at Portland's financial forecast, and I'm happy to report it's looking sunny with a 100% chance of stability. Over the next fiscal cycle, we're expecting steady budgeting patterns, low-pressure spending habits, and a strong front of long-range planning blowing in from the east side of City Hall. Now, there was a slight chance of a tax spike early in the forecast, but city planners saw that system coming and made adjustments to smooth things out. Gotta love proactive forecasting. And don't worry, no storms on the horizon. With conservative estimates and some healthy reserves in place, Portland's financial skies are looking clear. To give us a deeper look at what's driving this stretch of good economic weather, we turn things over to our Councilman Troy Bethel, who sat down for a more detailed look at what goes into keeping the city's financial climate stable year after year.
One of Portland's strengths has always been conservative budgeting and careful planning. When we put together the city's budget, we forecast conservatively, meaning we estimate our revenues on the lower side. If the revenues don't meet expectations, we've already built in a cushion to avoid major disruptions. And if revenues exceed expectations, we can then use that surplus to reinvest in the community or strengthen our reserves. Our city council sets the vision that drives this process. Every year we have a strategic planning retreat with senior staff to set high-level priorities and goals, ensuring everyone is aligned. That retreat helps set the tone for the year and ensures all of us, from leadership to staff, are working toward the same objectives. That, combined with our 20-year strategic plan, Plan Portland 2040, gives everyone a clear roadmap for the future. Plan Portland 2040 outlines long-term goals for infrastructure, economic development, public safety, and quality of life improvements. The Council's guidance in the strategic plan help staff develop the annual budget and guide decision-making throughout the year. Another thing that is really beneficial to the community is that Portland's bond rating was upgraded to AA in 2020, and we've maintained that strong rating ever since. A higher bond rating means we can borrow money at lower interest rates, which saves taxpayers money when we finance major projects like infrastructure improvements or new facilities. Portland has also improved our ISO rating, which measures the quality of our fire protection services. A better ISO rating means stronger fire protection and lower insurance rates for our residents and businesses, a win-win for the whole community. We want to create a financial structure that's stable and sustainable. Conservative forecasting, smart growth, and strategic investments are key to making that happen. I know that with all of our growth and changes, a lot of people are wondering what's next for Portland's financial forecast. I'd say that we're focused on maintaining that stability while continuing to invest in key areas: infrastructure, public safety, and quality of life improvements.
When it comes to finances, Portland is playing the long game and planning ahead.
And speaking of playing, whether it's softball, soccer, or summer tournaments, sports play a huge role in Portland's local life.
And with a new partnership in place, the city's fields are expanding their offerings and delivering bigger benefits than ever before. Our sports reporter, Councilman John Sutton, takes us to Municipal Park with an update on how Portland's parks planning is expanding opportunities for families, athletes, and the local economy.
Good afternoon, Portland. I'm John Sutton, your local sports reporter here at the Municipal Park, where big changes are underway. And they're already having a major impact on the city's sports scene and local economy. The past year, the City of Portland partnered with Sports Facilities Management to operate the city's sports fields, and the benefits are already starting to show. Bigger and more competitive tournaments are on the horizon, and that means more visitors, more business for local hotels, restaurants, and increased revenue for the city. It's a win for Portland's economy and a chance to showcase our community on a national level. And here's something that's really going to make a difference for families, and that's their planning to add a live streaming capabilities so friends and family can watch games from wherever in the world. Whether you're a grandparent out of state or a parent stuck at work, you'll be able to tune in and support your team in real time. But here's the part I'm most excited about. The new arrangement doesn't just benefit visiting teams, it creates more opportunities for our local kids and their families. The original goal of building these fields was to give local kids the chance to play and compete at the highest level. And that remains a priority for Portland City Council and staff. Local leagues still get priority access to the fields and use them for free. Plus, our local athletes will now have the chance to play in these premier tournaments without ever leaving Portland. That's an incredible opportunity for our young athletes to test themselves against top competition and grow their skills right here at home. So bigger tournaments, stronger local leagues, more revenue for local businesses. Portland's sports future, it's looking bright. Portland is quickly becoming a major player in the youth sports world. And it's not just good for our athletes, it's great for our local economy too. Back to you.
From the fields to the families, it's clear that sports are making an impact in Portland.
And there's more to come. But first, a quick break. When we return, we'll hear from some of Portland's most cherished voices. Stay with us.
Sometimes you don't find them. They find you. Portland Animal Services is helping all kinds of pets find their forever families. Because every home is better with a little extra love. Every adopted pet comes with free microchipping. So even if they wander, they'll always find their way home. Visit Portland Animal Services today and find your pawfect match.
Welcome back. As we've seen today, Portland continues to grow, evolve, and look toward the future. But some of the most meaningful stories and the deepest roots belong to those who've experienced that growth firsthand. Our senior residents have seen Portland through decades of change, and with that perspective comes wisdom, humor, and the appreciation for the little things that make this community feel like home. In our final story of the day, we visit the Portland Senior Center, where longtime residents reflect on their favorite memories and offer a few words of advice for the rest of us. It's a reminder that while plans and projects shape the city, it's the people who give it the heart.
I have so many wonderful memories living here in Portland. I think one that stands out is the winter of 2004 when we had a record snowfall. It was a fun time.
My favorite is when I moved here almost 58 years ago, and my son started to school here, and he finished here his 12 years, 5th in his class. They have the greatest school districts. And then since he graduated from here, and 5th gets not very many scholarships or anything, so now he continues to give the person who graduates 5th, he gives them a scholarship every year in the last 4 or 5 years.
My favorite memories, we moved here from Iowa 44 years ago. I went to work in real estate right afterwards, and I sold real estate for 90s, 80s and 90s, and I loved it. I got to know the community, everything, people. We didn't know anybody when we first moved here.
I think that it's got a small town feeling, but yet with the growth that's gone on, you know, we're getting more people coming in from other areas, which is bringing in a lot of innovative ideas to help us move forward into a bigger community.
Of course, I spent many years here as a coach, so I have some great coaching memories. I'd say just enjoy it. We have a great school, we have great churches, and there's some nice people here.
Of course, I like the outdoors, so I like fishing. I like the birding. They have great parks here. I've had the same neighbors for all these years, and we have the most friendly and caring neighbors. They come and check if they don't see you out for a couple days. They'll come and check and see if you're okay. This is a good family community.
There are many, many activities in Portland. The city management has done a good job of providing activities, sporting events for all ages, including us seniors.
Advice that I would give is that people get involved in the community of Portland. If you have children in school or in sports, get out there and get involved.
It's probably the cleanest, safest, friendliest little town here in Portland. I love it. It's by the water. That's basically, can't get any better than that.
Well, Mayor, I don't think you could watch that without smiling.
Absolutely, I absolutely agree, John. There's something so special about hearing from people who've seen Portland grow and change and still love it just as much today. The stories, the memories, the advice, it's such a great reminder of what really makes a city feel like home. It's not just the projects or programs, it's the people. Today we've explored progress, planning, and the people behind it all. From infrastructure to entertainment, youth sports to senior wisdom, it's clear that Portland is a city both moving forward and staying grounded.
We've heard how long-range planning shapes smart development, how community programs bring people together, and how thoughtful leadership is making space for everyone, from young families to lifelong residents.
We hope you leave feeling more connected to this place we all call home. And thanks for watching Portland Pulse. Hello again. Well, thank you for joining us. You probably weren't anticipating being a live studio audience. So welcome to our very first production of Portland Pulse. This is a new venture that we're going to explore, and hopefully it's another venue in which we can bring information about our city to our residents and our business community. So it was a little different. So how'd you like it? Thank you. So we stepped away from the podium. We did a fresh approach, engaging. We didn't want to just overwhelm you with data or numbers, but we want you to leave today with a sense of where Portland has been and where we're headed. To put on this type of production, it was about a year in planning and just the creativity and the ideas and coming forth. And so I think you've noticed that every one of my colleagues was in this production. So we are not professional speakers. We are not professional anchors like Bill Vesey, but I think they did a great job. Every one of them, and Mayor Pro Tem, excellent job. Thank y'all very much. Of course, our staff, Kathleen Weisenberger, our Assistant City Manager, she headed up this project, and thank you so much for all the work behind the scenes. Of course, Peter Dawson, Shelby O'Brien, all the help behind the scenes, even just moving the curtains away, for the surprise reveal. It all took an effort. Thank you so much to all the staff. I also want to thank my special friend, my amigo, Bill Vesey. Thank you for coming out of retirement. I understand this is the first time you put on a suit in about 4 years. So we really appreciate it. It was very special for you to come in, and even some of the critiques when we were practicing yesterday, thank you for your special advice, and we certainly appreciate you being here. I also want to take this opportunity to thank our community partners, all of our community partners and the elected officials that are here with us today. This is regional collaboration, and we could not be successful unless we have wonderful relationships with our partners and other elected officials, other cities in our community. Thank you. This goes from the local, state, and federal level. We have representatives here from each of those local, state, and federal levels today. So thank you very much for being here, and we enjoy working with each and every one of you. Well, and this kind of bittersweet, but I need to take this opportunity to let y'all know that Councilman Troy Bethel will be leaving us. He will be moving outside the area, he and his family, and you know, Caitlin and his children, Jack and Claire. We certainly, Troy's been serving on City Council for 7 years. You know, he is wiser than his years. I mean, that's the way I sum up Troy Bethel. We will certainly miss him, but we know he has an opportunity that he needs to pursue, and at some point, you know, all good things come to an end, I guess. So thank you, Troy. At this time, would everyone please give him a round of applause? So again, I want to thank y'all all for being here today, you know, caring about your city and being part of the story that we are writing together. Let's keep working together to build our community and to build our future. Thank you again. We look forward to seeing you next year. Safe travels home. Good night.